All right, I have a story here that gave me a good chuckle this morning, so let's have a little bit of fun. There is a Senate candidate from Montana, a Montana Senate candidate, who's like, you know what? The first bill I would propose in Congress would be to ship this asshole Lindsey Graham straight to Iran. This is a step further than what Jesse Ventura said, and that was, let's ship his kids to Iran. Let's ship any politician who votes in favor of a war, ship their kids to Iran. And I don't, you know me, I am an apolitical centrist, just a centrist here, just with some common sense. And I don't want to get too radical here, so I say we meet in the middle somewhere, and I say we send him, his wife, and his kids to Iran. Let's be reasonable here. We don't want to split up the family, okay? Now, I'm pretty sure Lindsey Graham is gay, so he doesn't have a wife nor kids. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not hating. That is okay to me, but you might not want to hitch your wagon to the Republican Party. So we'll say any politician who pushes for an illegal and offensive war would just ship their entire family. Okay, well, what do you want me to tell you? Anyways, let's get somewhat serious here for a second, even though this isn't that serious of a story. What am I talking about? This is from the Hill. Montana Senate candidate says he will introduce bill to draft Graham if elected. I love this. A long-shot Libertarian candidate running for the U.S. Senate in Montana pledged to introduce legislation to draft Senator Lindsey Graham if elected. I'm running for U.S. Senate. If elected, the first bill I introduce will draft Lindsey Graham into any conflict he publicly supports while in office, Tom Jandron wrote in a post on the social media platform X on Wednesday. Jandron is a retired member of the Montana National Guard and a veteran who served in Afghanistan, according to his campaign website. His criticism of Graham follows the war hawk's outspoken support for the Trump administration's continuing military operations against Iran. Outspoken? Outspoken by who? Other people calling for more war? What do you mean outspoken support? The U.S. and Israel launched joint strikes on the Middle Eastern country at the end of February following failed nuclear deal negotiations it is my duty to remind you that Iran agreed to pretty much all of our maximalist demands, no enrichment, no pursuing a nuclear weapon, not that they were pursuing it anyways. And we were the ones that, while negotiating, while indicating that we were close to a deal, we illegally and offensively attacked them. It is my duty as an American to tell you that. Graham has encouraged the White House to take Kharg Island, a major oil export hub off the coast of Iran. GOP Representative Nancy Mace slammed Graham for support for these military operations, calling him Washington's war machine. The senator has recently taken a softer tone amid ongoing peace deal negotiations between U.S. and Tehran. President Trump said Thursday that he would temporarily pause strikes on the country's energy infrastructure while Iranian officials review a 15-point plan to end the conflict, which I'm pretty sure that plan doesn't exist, and Iran says no, no thank you. Graham expressed his hope on Thursday that the U.S. can secure agreements from Iran to limit its ballistic missile program, cut its ties with terrorist groups, and seize developments of nuclear weapons. Real quick, it is also my duty to inform you that they were not developing nuclear weapons. This was something that has been claimed for decades now. The first person who claimed this was Bibi Netanyahu in front of Congress in, was it 2000 or was it even like 1999? It was a long time ago. Like, they're 1 week away. They're 1 week away. I don't know why I'm giving Netanyahu the Trump accent, but you get it. Two, terrorist groups. Okay, when they say terrorist groups, they are referring to the Houthis, or the Houthis, as Lindsey Graham would say, the Hamas and Hezbollah in Lebanon. Now, this is a very hot take, and I think this take is getting less hotter by the day. These are not terrorist groups, okay? I struggle to deem any group a terrorist group except for a few select groups, which unironically Iran was fighting against, like ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and the Taliban. But the Houthis, the I don't know why I keep saying it's because the Houthis is the, but Hezbollah and Hamas and the Houthis, they are not just terrorist groups that just commit terror for fun. These are actual resistance groups, mainly resistant to Israel and U.S. imperialism. It is that simple. Israel is trying to expand. They're taking more land every single day. The U.S. is an empire thousands of miles away that has been overthrowing governments, toppling countries, invading countries, bombing countries all over the region forever. And, you know, once you bomb so many people and kill so many families and innocent civilians, people are going to say, like, hey, like, we need to take up arms. We need to we need to resist. And since we're kind of just lazy in our propaganda, we just say, hey, let's come up with this thing called terrorist and call them terror groups because they dared to take up arms against us. Anyways, if diplomacy can achieve these objectives, I would not only support it, but I would also prefer it, because war literally is hell. The senator wrote in a post on X, Jandron is running to replace Senator Steve Daines after the sitting senator announced he was retiring merely 3 minutes before the filing deadline in early March. Daines endorsed Kharg, the Republican U.S. attorney for the District of Montana, in the race. 2 candidates are challenging Almy in the Republican race, and 5 candidates are running for the Democratic spot in the midterm election. Jandron is one of 2 libertarians in the race and will participate in the state's primary election on June 2nd. So I don't think he has a shot at winning. I'm not following this at all. I'll be completely transparent with you. Now, I don't know anything about this Tom Jandron or whatever, and it's like, again, I don't know if he has a shot or not, but he's spot on here. And I wish we could see more of this from politicians or wannabe politicians, or people running for office, people in office that aren't Republicans. He's a libertarian, but like, in general, I want you to have a message that is correct, maybe a little bit edgy, maybe pushing some buttons, and I just want you to stand for it. I'm tired of politicians, the ones that I would say are standing against fascism, and whether you like it or not, libertarians are, for the most part, in that category. I just want to see more of, like, let's be a little crazy. Let's be a little radical. Hey, if I get into Congress, I'm going to draft a bill that's going to send Lindsey Graham straight to freaking Iran. We can drop him like a little freaking atomic bomb, okay? I don't know. Call me crazy. The Times and just reading what Republicans and MAGA say on a daily basis, what they're doing on a daily basis, I'm over decorum and just trying to be reasonable and sane here. Sometimes you have to be a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below. And if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.